Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for Friday, last show of the week, the official last show of the week. What's up, y'all? It is December the 9th, 2022. First of all, let's get this going right away. I got to apologize for last night, man. You know, some of this stuff is I ham it up just a little bit because it's entertainment, right? It's like the NFL. But I would say only about 15% is ham. Most of it is me. And all of it is me, but some of it is ham. And last night I went live. I wind up privating the stream because I don't ever want to be the guy that talks down to y'all. But that's never my goal. That's never my goal. Even if I apologize afterward, it's never my goal. It just gets so frustrating. It gets so frustrating when we keep complaining. And I'll tell you about what last night's show was about. But we got to make some stuff happen, man. We got to beat these Minnesota Vikings. I don't think I've wanted to win this bad since we played the LA Rams last year. But before we go any further, shout out to the people in the chat. What's up, Gaddy? Nate, good to see you, man. What's up, Matt? Okay, now I can create a highlight video. I didn't know that. What's up, Vish? What's going on, man? Streamers, stream markers, or timestamps you can add while you're okay. All right, I didn't know that. Well, all right. All right, so I hope everybody had a great week. Man, found out that a young man had cancer in his leg, and he lost his life today. Wanted to play football at Michigan, was under the age of 20, and he died of cancer, man. They amputated his leg, and he still lost his life. Cancer spread. It was everywhere. And he lost his fight today. Sometimes you got to just reflect, man, and he had a child, and think about the important things in life. Yeah. Well, prayers up to him and his family, his young son. Couldn't imagine. And wait for the Michigan Wolverines to honor him. It was nice to see. So I don't want to change pace like I don't care or flip the script, but we got a show to do, and we need to talk about some things. And I just got to say, y'all, that my frustration is high right now, but it's not at the team. It's at the fan base. It's at the fan base. Last night, Baker Mayfield led the Los Angeles Rams to a game-winning drive, And it was good to see Baker do that with coming off of 48 hours. I saw on Twitter last night after the game that he booked a ticket to Los Angeles before he even cleared waivers. That's what kind of chance he was taking. Just had a feeling the Rams were going to claim him off waivers. So the LA Rams won yesterday. And the first reaction that I see on Twitter, and this is what last night's After Dark show was about, my rant, is our draft is ruined because the Rams won a game. The Detroit Lions have the Rams pick, the final cog in the Matthew Stafford trade. This is it. May 1st, 2023, Stafford and Detroit will no longer have a connection. The first thing I heard was how our draft pick is ruined. I had to endure last year Detroit Rams rooted for Matthew Stafford. That's right, I said Detroit Rams. Stafford was the one word I wanted to mute in my timeline. I don't know how to do it on Twitter. I have no idea. Now it's draft. The LA Rams did what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to win a game, just like we're supposed to win a game. And now our draft is ruined. Why? Because you wanted Bryce Young? Because you wanted Will Anderson? You wanted Jalen Carter? Well, guess what? Too bad. Too bad. Some of you may have been rooting for the Detroit Lions to lose against the Green Bay Packers in Week 18 of the 2021 season, knowing that if we won that game, it could mess up the potential number one pick. We had the number one pick for at least 15 weeks in the season. We did what we were supposed to do. We won games. For Detroit Lions fans to be so enamored, so connected with where the Rams pick it because of a potential draft pick that they want, to me, in my opinion, shows that we just can't shake losing. We cannot shake losing because the same people that want us to lose, want us to gain from the Rams this year, they wanted Stafford to win last year. And let me tell you something, Lions fans, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You can't have both ways. In addition to that, we talked about this last night. Sauce Gardner was brought to my attention. He was the 4th pick. That's where we're picking at right now. TJ Hawkinson, number 8. Penei Sewell, number 7. Y'all want us to pick an early draft pick so y'all can label him a bust after one game? I don't understand the logic that the higher the draft pick, the better it's supposed to make us. When the Jacksonville Jaguars have picked first 2 consecutive years, and they look a wee bit better. I don't care. Listen, I despise the LA Rams. All because Stafford is there. I never, ever wanted him to win. I wanted to see him caved in every single game. You will not catch me in a Detroit Rams shirt. If I bought it, I'd burn it. And here's the question that I have for y'all. Why you so worried about what the Rams is doing? Les Snead said, forget them picks. You think that they worried about your pick when they wasn't worried about theirs. I'm going to say that again. You think that the Rams walked into there yesterday and said, hey, well, golly, the Detroit Lions have our pick for this coming up year. Why don't we go out there and lose? I don't know why I have to do a country accent every time I do that. I think it's the goofy. Well, gosh. That's what they did. The Rams tried to win a game. The same thing we should be doing. What you worry about where they picking at? It's Brad Holmes' job to pick the right player at the right pick for the right position. If you wanted Bryce Young, I feel sorry for you. Brad Holmes going to have to trade up. He's done it before. He could do it again. I don't think he doesn't. If you wanted Jalen Carter, I feel sorry for you. If you wanted Will Anderson, I feel sorry for you. Right now, the LA Rams are picking 4th. But they still have a whole 4 games to go. They could wind up number 3. They can wind up number 2. It ain't over. But to hear that our draft is ruined because the LA Rams won? What did you think they were going to do? And guess what? If the LA Rams have to beat the Seahawks for us to be in the playoffs, well, give me that all day. You know, one thing about being on this platform and doing this stuff is it's much different from sitting, watching the game alone, and not even caring what the outside world is thinking. I have seen the most ridiculous comments over the past 2 years about our Detroit Lions than I thought I would ever see in my life. The LA Rams are not trying to gift us a top 5 pick because I guarantee you they're doing everything in their power to win games. We have to get rid of this. Listen, I don't care what the LA Rams do. There's one thing I want them to do: beat the Seahawks. Beat the Seahawks to put my team closer to the playoffs. But losing or winning because we want to, okay, that's, you know what? That's great. The New York Jets, what did they have? They had 3 top 10 draft picks, right? If I'm not mistaken, last year. They had 3. It was top 12. It was somewhere around there. They are in fear of missing the playoffs after the fantastic start. The New York Giants, they picked twice last year in the top 10. They're on a 2-game, I'm going to put it like this, a 3-game winless streak. If Brad Holmes wants a guy, he going to do whatever it takes. We saw that with Jamison Williams. But to say that our draft is ruined, it hasn't even started yet. Y'all, we in the season. And we already screaming. We playing meaningful football in December. And we worried about the Rams winning games. Why worried about the Rams when the Rams ain't thinking about you? And I guarantee you that when they go out there, they're trying to win games. They don't care nothing about your pick. They didn't care about theirs. Okay, so what's up, Zone? So, Zone, are you a Minnesota Vikings fan, bro? First of all, I appreciate the love. But if you're a Vikings fan, I need that to be abundantly clear. What's up, Israel? What's up, bro? People saying the draft is ruined because the Rams won. That's crazy. Let Brad Holmes been doing this thing. Hey, that's facts, bro. What's up, Pat? Lions fans better get used to winning a lot, thinking about what other teams do because the Lions are coming. My thing is this. I mean, it was pathetic. It was pathetic. It really was to see all of these Jeremy Reisman. Raiders, you had one job. It's any given Sunday. What's up, Lion? Okay, first of all, Nolan, today's Friday, my man. So if you're going to come in here with the smoke, you better get your days right, bro. Look at my picture, but I live in Detroit. You see the buffs on the Vikings' finger. I can't see that, bro. I can't see that. I don't know what that is. But I'll look at it afterward. But that's the story. It's funny. I know the Dern is a Detroit fan who lives in Minnesota. So the roles are reversed. But I'm glad y'all in here. I'm glad y'all in here because we need to talk about your team, bro. We need to talk about your team. Off the backboard says, yeah, bro, I agree. A lot of Lions fans don't make sense. We got to be thinking about the playoffs and not the draft. I know we want the Rams to lose, but I give them a lot of credit for fighting hard. It's certainly not mailing it in. That collapse by the Raiders was unbelievable. Yeah. What's up, San Diego? What's going on? Now, I'm going to pivot a little bit because we're going to talk about something that's going to hype me up. Oh, man, oh, man. What's funny about this game coming up against the Minnesota Vikings is that I don't remember Vikings fans being so verbal. You know what I mean? And when I say I had somebody, several people, these videos, my videos from this channel are finding my videos. And I think it's cool. I'm appealing, getting out there, but I know why they're finding. The same reason Locked On Minnesota pops in my feed. You click on one thing from the opposition, and they start feeding you their information. Here's the thing. The thing is, this game is as big to me as the Rams game. I flew to L.A. The Lions were 1-5. It was week 6 or week 7, whatever week it was, and I wanted them to win. The one game, the only game I cared about last year was the L.A. Rams. Beat the Rams. And it looked like we were going to do that through 3 quarters, but we knew last year was 100% SOL. 100%. But this year, this Vikings game feel a little different. The Vikings players have been running their mouth. Then the fan base is super vocal, borderline disrespectful. And very similar to the Chicago Bears. We did that segment several weeks ago. Coming from Vikings Wire. 5 bold predictions for Sunday's Week 14 Vikings versus Lions. This article is from today. From today. Now, Vikings fans in the chat, I'm going to give you an opportunity. Because if you push me too hard, you won't see this chat again. Right? Because I've been listening to y'all all week. And I'm not trying to hear it today. All right? So there's your warning. 5 bold predictions for the Vikings versus Lions. And this is coming from Vikings Wire. So you already know that it's going to be biased. Like, totally biased. Jalen Reagor sees double-digit offensive snaps. Now, is that really that bold? Is that really that bold? You're talking about 70 plays in a game. And is it really that bold for him to see double-digit snaps? All he needs is 10. So I think that's ridiculous. Number 2, the Vikings win by double digits. Wow. Okay. So, the Vikings win by double digits. Let's see. Y'all walked off a field goal game 1 last year. We walked off a touchdown game 2 last year. Y'all won by 4 points week 3 of this year. And y'all about to win by double digits. Wow. Number 3, TJ Hawkinson goes for 120 plus yards. Wow. Is this a revenge game for TJ Hawkinson? Before TJ Hawkinson was traded to Minnesota, if you took away the week 4 matchup against the Minnesota Vikings, he went from a top 5, 6 tight end to a top 30 tight end. But number 3, TJ Hawkinson goes for 20 plus yards. This is very similar to the Bears. Number 4, neither team will turn the ball over. I disagree with that totally. 100%. It might be turnovers on both sides of the ball. The Lions have been playing clean. Jared Goff hasn't had a turnover in weeks. And our only turnover, I want to say, came from a Jamal Williams fumble. So number 4, neither team will turn the ball over. I don't see that happening. Here is by far my favorite. And again, Vikings fans, watching on playback, I want you to pick your battle very, very closely with me. Because I personally have not been talking junk in my videos. I have only reciprocated the junk that y'all are talking. All right? So when you're commenting in this video later today, I want you to think very carefully about what you say. Now, if you never want to be seen again, that's perfectly fine. I can do that. But this is probably the most offensive of all 5 of these. You ready? Jameson Williams doesn't do anything on offense. What you mad for? What you mad for? See, these same Minnesota Vikings fans that was upset that your GM traded with the Detroit Lions and we got Jameson Williams. So we'll go over them real quick again, and I want you to put in numerical order, so you'll know what they are. These are 5 bold predictions from Sunday's game. Coming up, you can put 1 through 5. Number 1, Jalen Reagor sees double-digit offensive snaps. Number 2, the Vikings win by double digits. Number 3, TJ Hockenson goes for 120-plus yards. Number 4, neither team will turn the ball over. And certainly, and last and least, number 5, Jameson Williams doesn't do anything on offense. Let me know. Let me see what y'all are saying. So I see playoffs came up somewhere in here. Mike says J-Mo gets his first TD. Goff is due for a turnover, says Nick. I'm betting there's still fans out there that want a top QB pick. Don't need it. We have our QB of the future. Lions had more dominant wins. Sure, I expect TJ to be motivated. That can be a positive, but it can also be a negative. Now, here's what I heard yesterday. The Minnesota Vikings popped up in my feed. I was actually subscribed to them. I don't know if that was a mistake or it was some reason last year I was trying to keep my head to the ground, spy a little bit, so I subscribed to the channel. But something that we forgot when TJ Hockenson was over there, we didn't forget, but it was laying in the grass. One of the reasons that TJ Hockenson got acclimated to the Minnesota Vikings offense so quickly, can anybody tell me why? I'm not going to give you any hint. Why was TJ Hockenson able to get acclimated? Because remember, he was traded on a Tuesday, and he played that Sunday. Patty Grimes comes straight out. Matthew Love, Nolan. Y'all slam dunking it. David Blau, we forgot that he was on that team too. And although he's on the practice squad, he wind up working with TJ Hockenson. And they got a good relationship, had one before they left. Right? Will TJ Hockenson be motivated? Well, he's saying all the right things. He's saying that he still got friends over here. He still wants us to win. Obviously not this Sunday. But they're saying he's not that type of guy. I'm that type of guy. Only reason I wouldn't be is if I wanted to leave. If you ship me off and I didn't want to go, then yeah, I'm trying to get revenge. But if it was a mutual parting of ways, I don't, we both agreed. It's like, but that's the same thing. You get a divorce. You get a divorce and, oh my God, we're going to be friends. we're going to co-parent. Everything's going to be fine. And then that once you get to court, you like, I hate you. I can't stand you. So I can see that, but maybe this is not TJ's character. David Blau translated Vikings plays to Lions plays. That could be true. Off the backboard says Vikings fans are talking about TJ having a revenge game, but Vikings don't realize it's going to be Jameson Williams' revenge game for the Vikings not picking him in the draft. Never thought about that off the backboard. Now, I saw before, y'all was talking about playoffs, and I don't understand why that's such a, why can't we talk playoffs? Salty says that's like thinking we're close to winning a game without ever having the ball with the chance to take the lead. Seriously, talking playoffs when we don't control our own destiny is not good for your mind. Well, Salty, it might not be good for your mind, but we're all different. I don't know what you need. You don't know what I need, right? In the zone says, We don't need, well, first of all, bro, why are you over here? Like, I'm very curious of that. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you in this stream? Why do you be on any streams? I don't have no issue with it. I'm very curious. Like, I know. Okay, let me just say this. Oh my goodness. You know how people play characters, right? People play characters, and in the zone, you're going to know this guy. I don't know him as a person, just like I don't know Tom Grassi. I don't know none of these guys. But I'll tell you what. Right now, it appears that Vikings fans are just like some of these YouTube creators. And this one in particular that I don't despise. He's like the Aaron Rodgers. Hey, Zone, tell me if from my description, you tell me who I'm talking about. I'm about to describe a Vikings creator to you. And you tell me who I'm talking about. This guy runs his mouth all the time. But it's not just when it comes to the Lions, but especially when it comes to the Lions. All the time, Vikings creator, the way in which he delivers his content, if you're a fan of the Lions, makes you upset. Lions Fan Express says if the Lions beat the Vikings, I believe the Lions have a high chance of winning out. Okay, Salty. Salty says we're not close to the playoffs, and we're not making it this year. I'm just saying we should have played better in the first 6 games if y'all wanted playoffs. Well, Salty, I want playoffs in the offseason, bro. I want playoffs in the preseason. I want playoffs. And unlike Woodward Sports, I was talking playoffs at 1-6. KD3 says purple FTW. 100% facts. He gets on my last nerve. He gets on my last nerve when he talks about my team. I cannot stand when he talks about my team. And now I'm seeing why. Because a lot of y'all like that. Y'all have been flapping at the gums all week long. I expect this stream on Sunday to be lit. A lot of people going to be catching smoke. A lot of people going to be catching smoke. The disrespect. But let me go back to Salty real quick. Because Salty says we're not close to the playoffs and we're not making it. Okay? I think those are 2 different statements. Are we close? Absolutely. We're 2 games out. We're 2 games out with 5 to play. Absolutely. But you did say that we can't control our destiny. That's not entirely true. If we went out, we got a 96% chance to make the playoffs. 10-7, 96%. However, Commanders lose, they win 11. If they win 10. If they're 10-6-1, we miss out. Giants, if they win 11 or 10-6-1, we miss out. About to log off, bro. Don't want me in here. So that's not, bro, listen, I told you. Everybody's welcome to these streams. Everyone. But if you're going to have something to say and antagonize, then yeah, okay. Because I'm trying not to get riled up today, and I'm doing that on purpose. Because after today, man, all the talking is over. Y'all remember Rocky V? Only in the ring, Balboa. Only in the ring. He was like, hey, yo, Tommy, my ring is outside. That's where I'm at that point now. I'm at hit the one in the middle. Stop talking about it. I'm sick of people running their mouth. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. Why is this Vikings fan acting mad and toxic for no reason, bro? It's scared this Sunday. Listen, I put it like this. Dan Campbell said in his press conference today, he said, we can't bet. They asked him about the line, and he was like, man, that's crazy. Listen, The only time in Super Bowl history, in the Super Bowl era, that a 5-7 team has been the favorite to beat a 10-2 team. They have a stat for everything in the NFL. How many times a player has lost their mouthpiece? Whatever stat you can think of, they got it. But this is the first time in the Super Bowl era that a 5-7 team is favored to beat a 10-2 team. Right? And even then, you don't hear me. And listen, Dan Campbell said something, and I want to show y'all something. I got to find it. And I'm not going to speak for all Lions fans, but I got to find this because when I watched it today, I thought about all this back and forth between Lions fans and mainly Vikings fans about, oh, y'all going to do this and y'all going to kick our butt. And I got somebody Skull affiliated who's in my chat or my comment section getting on my last nerve, because I only got one left. All right. Running the mouth. And for me, I'm not running my mouth. I want us to stomp y'all in the ground. Like stomp. I want us to Kurt Franklin y'all. It ain't because I don't care for y'all. I'm tired of the talking. And I'm thinking about it. It's two ways this thing gonna go. We gonna lose or we gonna win. We gonna shut y'all up or y'all gonna shut us up. One or the other. But I tried to time step what part Dan Campbell said. He said what he said. I'm going to see if I can find this, and I want y'all to listen to why this talk from Minnesota is really bothering me, because this is what our head coach had to say. Let me bring this in real quick.
It's tough to say right now. I mean, I think he is, as of right now, he truly is questionable right now, this moment.
With Coyote down as well right now, if those two can't go?
Well, I don't want to say who that is, but we've got about 3 options. And so we're ready. I mean, we feel good with what we've got.
Dan, to what extent do you think your team is aware that they're favored in this game? And is that anything that you ever talk with them about just ignoring that or closing out?
No, I mean, all I've told them is there again, we can't bet, so it has nothing to do with, that's illegal. I'll get banned for life from this league if I. So since we can't bet it, it has no bearing on us. But what I would say is this: I go back to the fact that and I keep hitting this, and our players have done a good job of, man, you're always respect your opponent. This team has won 10 games now, and it doesn't matter how you did it. You won them, and you earned that. There is no, it was a fluke. That doesn't exist in this league. And they are finding ways to win. They always have, and they're where they're at for a reason, and you cannot overlook that. So they've been down, they've been up, and they always find a way. So those teams, man, if you don't have the respect for those teams, you'll get buried by them. So, and they have plenty of talent over there too. So it's just the same thing. Stay the course, understand what we have to do. It's all the little things. But this opponent's going to come in ready to go. They can win the division at our place. So that's the message.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's the message. And maybe he, said all the right things. Maybe he did what he's supposed to do. Now, I got a request. If I could say one thing to Dan Campbell, you know what I would say? It ain't even football related. I'm gonna say, Coach, listen, bro. We love you in Detroit, but you got to stop chewing that tobacco. You got to stop. You have to stop. I know somebody personally who was chewing it. They avoided throat cancer, but they had to get their teeth replaced. And you can see Dan Campbell's teeth are turning brown. It destroys your mouth, your gums, your teeth. I saw it firsthand. That's the one thing I would say. And then I would start talking football. You can see it. Y'all not going to be able to unsee it now. Dan Campbell's bottom teeth are starting to rot. I know y'all like, man, what are you, his, why are you so worried about what he doing? Because I had somebody close to me at the time that used to do it. And you said it can, it may also never. Well, from every person that I've seen, maybe it's the way they put it in their mouth or whatever. Every person that I've known personally, it's affected their mouth. Unlike new teeth, like veneers, new teeth. But hopefully, it doesn't come to that. But you can already see his bottom teeth are starting to turn brown. But anyway, totally off the subject. But why did I bring that press conference in? Because our coach is like, listen, I mean, are we respecting the Minnesota Vikings as fans? No, because we got to deal with their fans. We're not dealing with the players. But what he said was, hey, this is a 10-2 football team. They win games. We can't underestimate them because we're a little hot right now, right? Sorry, y'all. And I appreciate that because the fans doing enough talking. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to talk smack. And I want this game more than any game this year. More than the Bills, more than the Packers, even though they was trying to rob us. Probably second to that is going to be if we plan for something in Lambeau. By the way, all right, Michael, have a good day, man. By the way, shout out to my guy, man. I don't know why I can't remember his name. Dylan. Told me that the Chicago Bears tickets are already about $100 for week 17. So I still plan on going to that game, but I guess I got to plan a little better, huh? Doesn't this feel like a homecoming game or something? I have not seen this much smack talk between two teams' fan bases in a long time. Vincent says, I feel like the Minnesota Vikings fans and content creators are getting personal and taking it down on us. That the odd makers made them underdogs get mad at Vegas. You know what, Vincent? It could be. It could be. I never even thought about that, bro. I never even thought, well, see, in my opinion, it should never be personal. It should never be personal. This is not, my thing is this, these guys don't know us. And like I said the other day, if you got put in jail over the Lions, you think Sheila Hamp going to come bail you out? You think they're going to send you? you think they're going to send you somebody from the practice squad to bail you out? Hey, man, I got into a fight with a Vikings fan because they were talking junk. You can't do that. You can't do that, man. Eric says, we're better than last year. If we win, then look at the playoffs. I'm looking at the playoffs right now. I think Vikings fans are being toxic because they don't want to play us in the playoffs. That could be. Or they're just toxic, period. I really believe that, man. I'm telling you, this stuff brings the evil out of people. Did you see somebody get pushed down the stairs? A Lions fan got pushed down the stairs at the Bears game. Because we won. When we sacked Justin Fields to end the game and get the ball back, they pushed him down. I feel like Tom Kennedy would probably bail me out if I hit him up on Twitter. He might. He might. Now listen, I thought this was pretty cool. Thought this was pretty good. You know I love this dude. You know this dude, man, he has been a gold mine for my channel, both figuratively and literally. But it appears as though we gonna try to get Jameson Williams more involved. Jameson Williams had a press conference yesterday. I could bring it in if y'all want. But this man wants to play. Bing Bong says entire city has no rings. Vikings fans feel all high and mighty. Vikings fans will be sad. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. I want this win so bad. Okay, bring it in. I want this win bad, man. Because I'm just sick to death of them running their mouth. And we ain't done, y'all. We got all day today, all day tomorrow. All day today. Lion King says Vikings have boxes of T-shirts ready for the NFC Crown. Yeah, they're already at Ford Field. They probably come in today. And if I'm Dan Campbell, I'll put that on the bulletin. Like Jalen Rager, I put that on there. And here's the thing. Is it because y'all 10-2 as to why Vikings fans just think they're going to drub us? Are they not looking at the last 5 games we've played? Now, me personally, when we won and beat y'all, a winless team beat you in week 13 of last year, I didn't go trolling. I have seen Giants fans, they ran off at the mouth. Chicago Bears fans, they ran off at the mouth. Miami Dolphins fans, they ran off at the mouth. They all do. Every last one of them. You know what I did? I went back and I said, good game. Good sportsmanship, yo. I said, good game. I had every reason to troll the Bears, every reason to troll, and we get dismissed so easy. The Lions? You know, your voice got to get high pitched when you mention our team. Yeah, man. You can lose to the Packers, but you can't. You lost to the Lions? That's that. How? How did you lose to the? That's the first question that everyone asks. How did you lose to the Detroit Lions? How did you lose to the Detroit Lions? It's the Lions, though. Like, that's what we get. It's the Lions, though. Like, how? You lost to the Lions. You lost to the Lions. Disrespectful, Lions fans. And we need to make sure that like I said, my ring is outside. Only in the ring, Balboa. Rocky V was terrible, man. But it has some good moments. I'm queuing up the Jameson Williams stuff now. I think the Lions could win a division next season and make the wild card this season. Well, it starts this Sunday. Like a loss here is going to be tough. A loss here is going to be tough to overcome. But here's Jameson Williams from yesterday talking about, you know what? Let me do this. Just in case. Jameson Williams was in front of the media yesterday. This is courtesy of the Detroit Lions YouTube page. And here's what he had to say.
Yeah, I would say this. I would say so.
You were primed for some gunner reps and never got them. How disappointing was it to not get a shot?
I wouldn't say it was disappointing. The offense that was good for the offense. We didn't bring the punt team on the field, so I would say that was a win on that side. We had a great game on offense, not bringing the punt out. We scored 40. It was just exciting to watch, but I wouldn't say I was disappointed about that.
Why is it important for you to take that opportunity to play gunner? Some people don't think you should be doing it, but you want to do it.
It's just opportunity. You know, I love football. It's just something me to get out there, get my feet under me. Just like the other plays, run plays, pass plays, everything. You know.
You mentioned you heard the chants, right? They were chanting for your name.
Yeah.
How cool was it? How'd that feel?
That was good. You know, I never really got that in college. I'm in the league now. That was crazy.
How much does another week of building that chemistry with Jared maybe help you be able to get some?
It's helped a lot. You know, we got more and more. We got more and more reps. With the days going on, so it's helped a lot, and it's getting pretty good.
You think you're ready for maybe double load, more load now that you?
That's up to the coaches on that part, but I would be ready for that if it comes for sure.
James, what do you think you've grown most on the field since, limited reps here so far?
I feel like I've grown more as a person. Just being like on Thanksgiving, I got out and got into the community. Some of my family gave a chance get turkeys out to some people, some families. So it was good getting out and experiencing that. So I feel like that was an experience that helped me become more of a step into the mature stage, the man stage. So I've been working on that more and more. So that was one of the examples.
How'd you feel physically though? Was there any limitations at all? Or how'd
Nah,
your body
I actually feel good. First couple of days I was thinking too hard on myself, like looking for something to be wrong, but it really wasn't nothing wrong. So now that I got that under me, I'm pretty good.
Is it almost easier to learn now? I mean, you were walking around with the ball in your hands, watching everything, but it's different when you're doing it.
Yeah, it's pretty much easier to get out there and go through the motions and be with the team. But me getting out there and being able to watch it, that helped me a lot because I could put this together. Okay, this is that, this is that. When I got out there, it was pretty much simple for me. I know this go with that, and players went together. So it was pretty much that. Just was another step to help me get out there.
You've run hundreds of deep routes in your life, and you know your number's called, and you're going to get that first shot. Just any jitters, any emotions?
Nah, I wouldn't say any jitters. It's football. I say it's something I do for sure.
What's it like as a receiver, even being on the sideline watching this offense? And the
Oh, it was good.
plays?
We got a great offense. You see, we put up 40 points. We've been more consistent this whole year. We've had a lot of great scoring games, a lot of great games on the offensive side of the ball, and being able to watch that it's just great knowing like my talent is going to be added to that soon, and this is going to be something that's real exciting to watch.
I think it was at the draft or maybe your first visit here. You were saying how fast your 40 time would have been if you got to run it. And now all we're talking about is how fast you are. Have you heard that?
Nah, I really don't tend to the speed for real. Like, I don't really pay attention to that. That's something I let other people talk about.
Are you happy your speed is being talked about though?
I would say, yeah. It's good. It's good.
Feels good.
How's it been working with Jared, kind of, working together and saying, hey, this is where I like the ball and getting on the same page?
It's good. That chemistry, is something that's needed. Me and him being my quarterback and me being his receiver, it's something that's very much needed. When we get out there and get into certain plays and get certain defenses, certain looks, he knows where to put it at with the speed I got and how the way I run this route and how this route is supposed to be ran. So it's going good.
Hey, yo, you can see Jamison Williams, man. He's so you can see the youth. Like, look at his face. Look at his face. He got a little mustache and everything. It's funny because like Jamison Williams is super young. It's super young and he is going to be such an explosive option in our on our team, man. And I was watching yesterday. I went back and I watched some highlights of Jared Goff in 2018. It wasn't that long ago. And Jared Goff, he was like an elite quarterback. And I was like, man, everybody's so worried if Jared Goff is going to be able to get Jamison Williams the ball. And I don't know if it's just what happened last year with him. I think the same thing that happened to Jared Goff is what's happening to Russell Wilson. I said it. There's no way Russell Wilson is a terrible quarterback. He's no different from the Russell Wilson he was when he came back and took his team to back-to-back Super Bowls, right? He's not any different. He's just in a different place. And I think that matters tremendously. Jared Goff what he was doing in LA, it looked effortless. He had Todd Gurley, Brandon Cooks, he had Cooper Kupp. And I was like, man, this dude, Jared Goff, was fantastic. And I think that we're going to see that more and more. I think Jared Goff, and the reason I brought him up in a Jamison Williams clip is because you can see that the rapport has already started. Jared Goff is like the old seasoned veteran. Jamison Williams is like the new cub, right? And I see good things. I really do. I see good things between them two. I think that vintage JG is going to come back. The 2018, not the one that leads the league in turnovers since 2019. I think vintage JG is going to come back, and I think Jamison Williams is going to have a big part to play in that. I really do. So let me know what you think. But listen, y'all. I don't know, like, it's funny to me how this game, this team, says, let's be honest. If you've ever had a major ego hit, you root for Goff. Oh, Bing Bong. I root for Goff, period, bro. I root for Goff, period. My ego is always, something is always keeping my ego in check. But you know who does it? I keep my own ego in check. I keep my own ego in check. Because I remember what it's like, bro. From the dirt. I've never had anything handed to me. Ever. You know Deion Sanders? Y'all see when Deion Sanders did the whole, who is swag if I ain't swag, right? And he said his mom was working 2 jobs and all that stuff. And what he wanted to do for her. Like, and I guess he was a really bad example because he's like the worst. But I understand that Deion knows he has a talent. His talent is, his character is prime time. He is Deion Sanders. They 2 different people. Me, I'm one and the same. Derek is Grid. Grid is Derek. And my ego is taking hits constantly. But I relish ego hits. Because I would rather have my ego kept in check than to get blown up and I'm thinking too much of myself. I think making the playoffs is important for Goff's confidence because if he makes the playoffs, it will remind him that he's still good. I think Jared knows he's still good. Goff is getting himself at least 2 more years in Detroit after this season. Joe Rod, that's a big fact. He was on the contract anyway for 2 years, but everybody's old cap hit. We even had somebody not too long ago say that that we should get Jamison Williams. I'm sorry. Not Jamison Williams, Geno Smith. How did I do that? That Geno Smith is the one that we should be trying to get. Like what? What are you saying? That's a big no. Big no. Derek, the next prime time. Goff is the guy whose boss blames a screw up on his underlings. Sean McVay killed his soul. Yeah, I think so. I think so. That's a big deal, y'all. I don't know if your soul has ever been killed, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal. But we'll go into this last segment, man. We'll go into this last segment, and then we'll wrap this show up, the special Friday edition. This is big, y'all. Like, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. In 48 hours, we'll be in the 4th quarter of this game. Maybe it comes down to the wire. Dan Campbell, in his press conference, they kept talking about that it's going to come down to the last 2 minutes. Now, personally, I don't want to see that. I would love to see a blowout, and I'm sure Minnesota Vikings fans would say the same. But we started the show off with the segment talking about winning and the Rams pick and blah, 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 and we're the Lions draft is ruined because the Rams won a game. They didn't even move in the playoff standings or in the draft position. They're still the same, right? But you know what winning does? Winning feels good. Winning feels good. It feels so good that coming from M Live just an hour ago, Lions released standing room tickets as attendance soars 21.5% at Ford Field. 21.5% at Ford Field. Unbelievable. They did this for the Buffalo game as well. It says attendance has been soaring since last season. The Lions did not raise their prices, by the way. Rod Wood said, we got to put a better product on the field. When the Lions averaged the fewest fans per game in the league, 51,522. Now, just so you know, I think Ford Field holds 64 or 65,000. They're clocking in at 62,609 fans per game this year, which ranks 29th in the league. But that is due partly to the comparatively small dimensions at Ford Field. The stadium has been at 97.1 capacity this season, which is 19th. 97.1. That is crazy. The one radio station that we have on Detroit sports, and that's what they're averaging. Dan Campbell asked that the fans come out. Second to last home game. I saw today that the Minnesota Vikings, they average quite a bit of delay of games and false starts. False starts are really big on the road. Winning brings hope. It's also good for the Ford's pocketbooks, too. It's about time. It's about time. It ain't like they need a ton of help, right? But St. Brown says, I think the fans are going to be awesome. I think Detroit has some of the best fans around. They bring a lot of energy every week for us. It helps us out a lot. Just in terms of the other team, I think a divisional team is going to be more hostile, but we've done a good job of not having some penalties, unsportsmanlike conduct, and whatnot. We've been pretty good this year, and I don't think that'll affect us too much. Detroit Lions ticket sales are up 21.5%. This morning, they released standing room tickets for a 5-7 team versus a 10-2 division rival, in which the 5-7 team is favorite to win. We heard Coach Campbell say what he said today. This team, they find ways to win. He's saying all the things right. We know what Minnesota Vikings fans are saying. We know what we're saying. Last time this happened, we almost beat the Buffalo Bills. Let's make that almost an actual thing. Let's move to 6-7. And let's get one step closer to the playoffs with 4 games left. No, we don't control our own fate. We went out. It's our best chance to get in. But we have to take care of business. Vikings been flapping them gums. Can't wait to smack them in the mouth. Yeah, Joe? I want to do more than that. Now, all this is metaphorically, of course. I'm not a violent person. But for the sake of this game, I would like to play a game. And I would like to put the Vikings in a metaphorical Saw trap movie. Or Saw movie trap. I said that wrong. A metaphorical. I want Ford Field to be, would you like to play a game? In this chest is a key. To get that key, you have to do this. If you want to celebrate winning the North at Ford Field, you're going to have to, something from a Saw movie. Y'all make it up. Whatever y'all want. Would you like to play a game? You want to win a division in my house? Okay. Saw movies always trying to teach you a lesson. Always trying to teach you, what do you value? What do you value? Would you like to play a game? Anyway, listen. I said the show, I started off with this and I'm going to end. We got to win this game. The world, Vegas, expects us to win this game. We expect to win this game. We're playing our best football. We're very much alive in the playoff hunt. It does not end with the loss, but it gets increasingly harder. The margin for error is super small. Now, and if we lose, it's going to be minute. So let me know, are you going to be in attendance at Ford Field? I do think Ford Field needs to be updated. Where they put it, how they built it. It's going to SoFi, AT&T, Allegiant, those places. It makes it makes Ford Field look like a shack compared to some of the newer stadiums. And they just put, man, tens of millions into it not too long ago. I mean, it feels cozy, though. It is. It's not huge and all that stuff. I felt like if I tripped at SoFi, that I would have been dead. I'm not really afraid of heights like that, but at SoFi Stadium, I felt like I was going to fall. I felt like I was going to fall. Well, Willie, listen, bro. Yeah, Nate says Ford Field makes the experience intimate. That's facts. My son, who does not watch football, we went, thanks Ford Field, we got COVID, but we went to the preseason game. You know what he said to me? He didn't say this until later. He said, it was awesome. He didn't know what was happening. I thought the noise was going to bother him. It didn't. We had some chicken fingers. Now the girl, it's too easy. Him and his girlfriend, now they got me wanting to try a pretzel. So it does. It feels a lot cozy. SoFi, you felt like you were going to die. Like you felt if you fail, it was over. You were going to roll straight down them stairs and go right off. Patty, it cost $5.5 billion. Mr. Poole says, I was going to try to get tickets to the Jets game and make the trip, but it's too expensive. Xmas just killed us. Yeah, man. Hey, Mr. Poole, I'm about 10 miles from Ford Field, bro. And I'm going to spend an easy too. Easy too, bro. But I tell you what, like I said, if the Lions are playing for something, they got to win this game. They got to beat. If the Lions are 7-7, 7-7, 7-8, somewhere around there, in week 17, my plan is to go to the last. We only playing the Bears, but we still going to need that game. My plan is to go to that game. So there probably won't be a stream that day. I think Ford Field is great. There's like 4 doors to enter, so it's a big game day. It's horrible to get to. Oh, my God, Cam, I'll say this and we'll wrap up the show. When we went in August, I paid oh, God, I was so mad. Okay, check it out. Look how hustle. Look how strong this hustle is down at Ford Field. The parking is horrendous, but it's better than SoFi. SoFi has 0 parking around it. The old spot where the Lakers used to play is the Forum, and they have parking, but SoFi, there is no parking. And they weren't even done when I went, right? Park at bookies and make them walk. But listen, hold on. So I get down there, me and my son, and we're not late, but we get down there, and my plan is to park. You know, it's summer. It's August, so we in the middle of summer, like the hot doggeted dog days of summer. And I wasn't trying to walk and sweat on the way to Ford Field and be in there. And then you know the person in front of you that you caught a whiff? Oh, my God. Me and my son, we caught a whiff. And we like, bruh, we looked at each other and said, bruh, we caught that whiff, that sweaty whiff, right? So we're down there, and it's surrounded by nothing but infrastructure. Like, it's nothing and little parking lots. And then the Tigers played the same day. It was a nightmare. So we get down there, and you can pay here for about $20. You're going to walk. I tried to book my parking the day before. You can pay here, but you got to walk. Okay, Willie says we park at Greek Town, walk to the stadium. Okay, how far is that, Willie? What I'm going to try to do is book my parking the day before. And he won't be going with me, so I'll be walking. I can walk. So it's the dog days of summer. I'm talking about hot. I'm driving around. You get all these parking lots. No parking for game. No parking for game. No parking for game. So we get to a little parking lot. Looks like it holds about 30 cars. It is maybe 150 yards from the stadium. It was $50. I said, you know what? We at it. 50. The game started in like 45 minutes. We at it. So I put the little credit card in there. It came out. It was like 2-hour parking. I'm like, what do you mean 2-hour parking? What are you talking about? The game is 3 hours. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, I cannot come out with a ticket. So we go into the game. I'm not worried about no ticket. We having a good time. Come out, and it's dark. We all coming out. Crowd of people because you all got to funnel out of one place. We get back to the parking lot. This is my favorite part of the whole night. We get back to the parking lot, and guess what, y'all? Guess what? That same parking lot that I parked in to pay $50, the gate was up. Both gates was up. About an hour after game time, they probably shut that thing down. They opened it up. Gate was up. You can just drive away. I'm like, bruh. So I wind up paying $50 to park. Now, the tickets was only $9 because it was a preseason game. Tickets was $9. I wind up paying about $50 inside the stadium for food. And then I bought me a shirt. So, yeah. But Lions are playing for something. I'm going down there. It is an experience like no other because there's not a lot of space. So everyone sees each other. Like you are funneled in. Like it seems like it's almost a fire hazard because, and don't let the Tigers be playing too, but you are funneled in. And it's kind of a really kind of neat experience compared to SoFi. SoFi is nothing but space. Like it's space everywhere at SoFi. And they're putting hotels and restaurants and all that on the premises. But that wasn't even up when I went. But SoFi is nothing but space. And then when you walk in, it's nothing but space. Because SoFi is technically, it's like outdoor, indoor. Like if it started raining, part of the stadium could get water on it. Like it's crazy. But that was my experience at Ford Field. I love it. I've been there, many times before. I've never been there for a concert or anything like that, but I had a good time. Me and my son had a good time, and I'm trying to go back. So if the Lions are playing for something, let me see. We can go 6-7, maybe 7-7. When we play the Bears, we can either be 7-7. We can be 8-7. We could be 7-8. Any combination of games. But if we're playing for something, my plan is to go. And just say, you know what, forget the cost. I'll park on the side street and walk. But if I get there early enough, I don't mind walking half a mile. I'll just book my stuff the day before. Looks like an NFLPA is going to start cracking down on the turfs at the end of the season. Might see new turf in Ford Field. Yeah, you probably will. You probably will. But listen, I will see y'all on Sunday after the game. We'll be on immediately after Lions-Vikings. I fully expect the Vikings to come out and fight and the Lions to get this dub. We move to 6-7, and we stay in that graphic, man. So y'all be safe, stay cool, and